Hello and welcome to today's Dwelling in the Word. Today we're going to be looking at Isaiah 58, beginning in verse 6. But before we get into the reading of this prophecy that God spoke long ago to his people, I want us to just reflect on what's going on in our world and what's going on in this text. What's going on in our world today is that today was a national day of prayer. The mayors of America asked all people to pray to God and ask God to heal and to bless those who have experienced loss through COVID-19 as we reached a 100,000 death milestone in last week on Wednesday. And so there's been a lot of death, a lot of pain, and a lot of hurt. And as we go about trying to kind of open up business again in America, it can be lost, the reality of how great is the pain and the suffering that's taking place in our nation right now. But also on top of that, obviously, there's a lot of other pain that's taking place in America right now. And we're going through some really hard and scary, difficult times. And as we look at this idea of having a day of prayer, a time to bow ourselves before the Lord, humble ourselves before the Lord, and ask him to guide us and just help us, lead us through this, and to bring peace and to bring blessing again. I remind us as we look at Isaiah 58 that this is sort of what was happening there, that God's people had been suffering and going through hard times because of their unfaithfulness to the Lord. The Lord had sent punishment, and now God's people, some of them had said, well, we fasted to you, Lord. We've humbled ourselves before you. We're calling on your name and fasting and prayer, and it's not making any difference. And so God responds to that by saying, no, that's not fasting. That's not what I'm looking for when you humble yourselves before me. You're just humbling yourself for a moment and maybe skipping a meal, if you will, but you're just going about life as if nothing matters and nothing needs to change. Something needs to change. And this is what the fasting it is that God will describe that he seeks of his people. So Isaiah 58, beginning in verse 6. I will tell you the kind of fast I want. Free the people you have put in prison unfairly and undo their chains. Free those to whom you are unfair and stop their hard labor. Share your food with the hungry and bring the poor, homeless people into your own homes. When you see someone who has no clothes, give him yours, and don't refuse to help your own relatives. Then your light will shine like the dawn, and your wounds will quickly heal. Your God will walk before you, and the glory of the Lord will protect you from behind. Then you will call out, and the Lord will answer. You will cry out, and he will say, here I am. If you stop making trouble for others, if you stop using cruel words and pointing your fingers at others, if you feed those who are hungry and take care of the needs of those who are troubled, then your light will shine in the darkness and you will be bright like sunshine at noon. The Lord will always lead you. He will satisfy your needs in dry lands and give strength to your bones. You will be like a garden that has much water, like a spring that never runs dry. Your people will rebuild the old cities that are now in ruins. You will rebuild their foundations. You will be known for repairing the broken places and for rebuilding the roads and houses. Think about what needs to be rebuilt right now in America. Think about the healing that we're seeking of the Lord. And this is how it is accomplished. It's not simply by bowing our head and looking to God to make it all happen, but we are called by God to do what we're supposed to do. And this is part of our penitence and our humbling of ourselves before him, that we walk in his ways and we do the things that he is asking for us to do as a society, as a culture, and not just individually, but collectively as a whole. And I love the way the Contemporary English Version puts verse 10. When we do these things, then your light will shine in the dark. Your darkest hour will become like the noonday sun. By the way, I was reading from the New Century Version, which is a very easy to understand, friendly version to read from. But I encourage you, look again at Isaiah 58. And as you pray today, as you end your day, or whenever you pray, understand that prayer isn't just a time to go into your room and get out on your knee and be alone with the Lord. But prayer is also about what you and I do. Fasting, seeking the Lord. It's about what we do when we look at those who are oppressed among us, those who are denied justice, those who are in need, those who are hungry, those who are needing clothes, whatever their need may be, that we respond with the love and compassion of Christ and do as he would do for the sake of others. Let's be about that today. May God bless you as you seek the Lord in every way.